biggest club in the land. Wellington Phoenix are a few years younger, of course, but they too, and Terry Serapisos in particular, deserve our gratitude as well for keeping professional football alive in New Zealand, the benefits of which we are now seeing to the max, particularly with the addition of the derby with Auckland. As for tonight's game, hugely important for both clubs. Victory still smarting after the concession of 3 injury-time goals to Newcastle last week, and with their place in the top 6 hanging by a thread. The Phoenix well off the pace after their record-breaking campaign last time around, and seeking to end a miserable record at this particular venue, which has seen them win here just 3 times in 38 visits. And perhaps that's why the stats boffins are favouring Victory, 48% on the win probability list. The Victory fans, who are about to launch into Stand By Me, will hope they're right. Let's have a look at the team news. One change from the Victory 11 that started in Newcastle last week. Clarice Mario Santos drops down to the bench, with Reno Piscopo in for his first start in a month. Nikos Virgos is again preferred to Bruno Fornaroli in attack. Adama Traore keeps his spot at left back, despite the return to fitness of Casey Boss, who is included on the bench. Also among the substitutes is new arrival Lachlan Jackson, but Victory's other new face, low knee Alex Badolato, is still away with the young Socceroos. Here's Reno Piscopo, 59 appearances and 8 goals in a 3-year stint with Wellington Phoenix that ended in 2022. He's arguably hit his best form since then with Victory. Now one change for the Phoenix as well from the side that drew with Brisbane. Tim Payne returns at right back, with Corbin Piper pushed further forward into midfield. Kazuki Nagasawa is the odd man out and drops down to the bench, as Phoenix line up in a 4-4-2 with Hideki Ishiga supporting top scorer Costa Barbarouses in attack. Alex Rufer makes his return from illness on the bench, but no place in the squad for new Portuguese signing Francisco Chico Geraldes. Costa Barbarouses, 127 games and 41 goals in 2 spells with Melbourne Victory, and 19 of his century of goals in the A-League have been scored here at Amy Park, and of course he got the winner as well between these two in Unite round in Sydney back in January. It's been a baptism of fire for Arthur Dillis, just 2 wins from 9 games in charge, just 1 here at Amy Park, which came against Sydney FC. He's made those 2 signings during the January transfer window in a bid to turn that form around. Giancarlo Italiano showed his tactical nous in the last meeting between the two in Unite round. A change in shape at half-time, earning his team a 1-0 win over Victory. Some small measure of revenge for defeat in last year's finals. Our referee tonight is Adam Bachar, just his 11th A-League game in the middle. He's assisted by Daniel Ilievsky and Andre Giev. Lachlan Keevers is the 4th official, and Chris Griffiths-Jones is in VAR. Mild temperatures in Victoria tonight, 8 at kick-off, 1 or 2 clouds around. Hopefully the rain stays away. And there is Hideki Ishiga, 6 assists and a couple of goals this season, maybe a slightly different role for him tonight. Let's see how it all pans out. So Wellington Phoenix kick us off without a win in 11 trips against Victory at Amy Park, and a rather different sort of a kick-off style. Little launch-up rugby union style, reminiscent of the All Blacks, not the All Yellow that they're playing in tonight. Their last win, Wellington Phoenix Grace Gill, at this venue against Victory back in 16-17. Could they possibly end that drought tonight?
Well, good evening, Simon. And where else would you want to be on Valentine's Day, really? An opportunity for Wellington to break that drought. It's a test of character, I think, tonight. How Victory respond after last week's huge loss to Newcastle. Wellington not hitting the lofty heights we know them from last year.
Long throw launched by Corbin Piper, which caused a moment's concern for victory before Roderick Miranda scooped the ball out of play. Isaac Hughes in the mix there. He got his maiden A-League goal, of course, in that 1-1 draw against Brisbane last time out. It's going to be another long launch, it seems, from Corbin Piper. Angling in towards Hughes, who does get the flick on this time. And it goes from the Victory defence. Immediately won back. And Ashiga inside the box. Dispossessed by Brendan Hamill. Good start to this game by Giancarlo Italiano's team, but now Victory have dug the ball out and a chance for them to break forward. Giancarlo Italiano saying that needs a bit more from his team in that final third. They've scored only 3 goals from open play in their last 6 matches. Only Perth Glory have scored fewer goals in the A-League this season than Wellington Phoenix. But they've showed their intent early on here at Amy Park.
It's been a huge part of their setup. Phoenix, really disciplined defensive shape, holding in that block and just asking teams to find a way through. Victory seeming to do so a little easily here.
Got through the midfield, but Wellington Phoenix have got numbers back. An easy interception for Ashiga, who's on the ball again now. Rather optimistic ball. I think that was intended for Corbin Piper on the right-hand side. More advanced role for him today. He's been at right fullback for the last few matches. Tim Payne restored to the 11 today. Bit of room here for Piscopo. Jabbed forward by Miranda. Hamill. Gets it back off Teague. Now Miranda. Victory's home record has been pretty good this season. Just the 1 defeat. That was that late show by Western United, who beat them 4-3 here a few weeks ago. Turned over by Miranda. And Piper is the furthest man forward for the Phoenix. Licence to roam today.
Yeah, that's something that Victory have to be acutely aware of as they just start to pinch in. That space opens up the likes of, or behind the likes of Hamill and Miranda. And Piper, well, his eyes lit up. He saw the ground he had to run into, couldn't quite shove the ball past 2 defenders, but certainly something Victory need to be mindful of.
Being pressed by Barbarouses, Langerak to clear upfield. No real pressure on Tim Payne as he gets it all the way back to Albie Kelly-Heald. He continues in goal in place of Josh Oluwayebi. His coach saying he wants a goalkeeper who's more comfortable with the ball at his feet, and he's certainly shown that there. As he sets Phoenix going down the right, first through Payne. Good work by Sheridan. Out on the left is Lucas Kelly-Heald. Just too far in front of Sam Sutton. The end to what was initially a rather promising move.
Yeah, neatly done by Wellington on that occasion. Found their way through the midfield really, really tidily. Matthew Sheridan with that cheeky little touch. The nutmeg as well to open things up, to switch the point of play.
Victory throw. There's that tidy work from Matt Sheridan in midfield.
Yeah, super awareness there. He knew exactly what he was doing. Had a little glance over the shoulder to see the player rushing in.
Sheridan, of course, will be aware of the return of Alex Rufer today. So central to the midfield for the Phoenix. Lovely ball over the top. It's foul cost to Barbarouses, is onside, and again looking to link up with Corbin Piper. And Victory a little irritated that the flag was not raised.
You can see reasons for the shout of the appeal, but nonetheless they've got to be alert to the danger. Barbarouses so clever running off the shoulder of his defender, just finding them on the blind side where the Victory defenders struggle to sight him.
Way back for Albie Kelly-Heald. Brother Lucas, just the third pair of twins to play in the Australian National Leagues. Piper's got better of Adama Traore. Barbarouses with the boos. This is, well, I was going to say cruel. I mean, you understand it. He's played for the opposition these days, but he was such a big part of Melbourne Victory's history. I don't think that move to Sydney FC went down too well with the Victory fans. Put it that way.
No, certainly not. Football fans, short memories until they want to remember the long ones as well, like that.
So the game's first corner. It's going to be the in-swinger from Sam Sutton. Wharton and Payne waiting at the near post. Piper further back. Isaac Hughes in there again as well. Real up and under off the boot of Sam Sutton. Good play next Langerack. That's what you want from your goalkeeper in those situations.
Strong, assertive, comfortable coming out in traffic to claim, and for Mitch Langerack will desperately be wanting to step up from last weekend's result against Newcastle. Involved in a couple of nervy moments at the back he was.
And yet, amazingly, Melbourne Victory were level at 0-0 as late as the 99th minute in that game. There was a lot of injury time played, of course, as well, because of the medical emergency. It went on to lose the game by a 3-goal margin. Looking to keep Wellington pinned in here. A little bit of foul there by Valupale. Good advantage played by the referee.
Yeah, nicely done there. Adabcha, he had a couple of moments, thought about a foul on 2 occasions, but played advantage, just allowed the game to continue that momentum.
Phoenix are actually unbeaten in the last 4 matches. In that 4-game sequence, there's been just the 1 victory, which came away to MacArthur. The other 3 have been draws, which leaves them well outside the top 6 at the moment. I wouldn't exactly say games are starting to run out just yet, Grace, but teams outside the 6 are going to have to start getting a bit of a shift on.
Yeah, I think so. And when we look at those last 4 undefeated by Wellington, yes, they might have won just the one of them, but across those 4, only 3 goals scored for Wellington, and that's really been their Achilles heel this season at least.
Traore's cross swept away by Scott Wooden. Lovely deft touch by Barbarouses. It's really well played. Sheridan. Rattray, who started his career, of course, with Melbourne Victory as a junior before switching to Melbourne City and then Sydney FC. That's a foul by Traore. And Corbin Piper just asking the question as to whether it might be more than just a free kick. Let's have another look. Certainly a handful of the jersey, and he dislodged Corbin Piper's right boot as well. Bit
of a lash out there from Piper, but nonetheless I do wonder if that should have been a yellow card. The run of play was with Wellington, looked to be on the break, had players breaking forward.
Got to be careful with those boots, worth a few bucks. A reminder that the football keeps coming on Paramount Plus and 10 Play, where you can watch AFC Under-20 Asian Cup involving the young Socceroos. Their match against Qatar coming up tomorrow, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. See how Trevor Morgan's young charges go in that competition. Victory will be keeping an eye on one of their new signings in that competition. Alex Badalato has arrived on loan from Western Sydney Wanderers. Miranda. It's the return off Traoré. Teague. Went first time, but easily snuffed out by Isaac Hughes. Tim Payne having rather more difficulty with the presence of Nikos Burgos. Swept upfield by Albie Kelly-Heald. Valutale. Ball's going to stay in play for Josh Rawlins. Traoré. Finding Vergos. Mashach. Good foot in by Lucas Kelly-Heald, but it's only temporarily slowed Victory's progress. Teague works it wide for Valutale. Valadon. Rawlins invited forward. Looking for the give and go, but he was well marshalled by Lucas Kelly-Heald. And despite the protests, it's going to be a Wellington Phoenix goal kick. And that gives us a chance to go pitch side with Michael Zapponi. Zappa.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Great night for football. It's been really hot here in Melbourne this week. So a cool change came through yesterday, and perfect conditions. Really cooled down. Yesterday was 38, so luckily the game wasn't played yesterday. But perfect conditions here tonight. And a sense of a special occasion here tonight as Melbourne Victory celebrates the 20 years of A-League football. A little bit harsh on Costa Barbarouses too, with the boos going up. He had two terrific spells here at Melbourne Victory, scored over 40 goals in those two spells at this club, and probably the fact that he joined Sydney FC after the second spell is probably why he's still subject of those boos.
Yep, you're only a hero until you're the enemy. Foul given here against Mashach for a little forearm to the back of Sam Sutton. Phoenix have made a steady start at a venue where they've enjoyed much success down the years. There's 38 visits, 3 wins, 13 draws, 22 defeats. Last victory, 3-0 over Victory, April 2017. Rolly Bonavacia scored twice in that game. He's played for Victory since. Here's Valutale up against Sam Sutton. He's got around the fullback and found the cross, and it was Piscopo. He was just leaning back and therefore got too much elevation on the finish. The first real chance for either side.
Yeah, just that little buzz of energy filled around the stadium. This is persistence by Nishan Velupillay. And what, in the first glance, was good defending from Sam Sutton. Did well to keep his feet. Thought he'd almost seen the ball out over the line for a goal kick. And to be fair, if you want the ball dropping to anyone with technical ability like Piscopo, it's not a bad outcome. Didn't quite get his foot over the top of it, the volley. That's just lifted the energy a little bit around the stadium.
Just got the one goal this season, Reno Piscopo. Quite a goal it was too. Spectacular winner against MacArthur in the early part of the season. And perhaps a slight surprise selection today by Arthur Dillis to prefer him over to Claris Mario Santos, who's had a really good spell. Maybe the feeling with Piscopo is he offers something slightly different, and perhaps he might just lift against one of his former clubs.
Yeah, you'd think so, but it's been an interesting season for Piscopo. He started really well, started the first 4 games, was playing consistently, looking really sound, and then just lost his spot in the starting side and has really struggled to get a foothold back in. He's played sort of 12, 16 odd minutes here or there in recent weeks.
A chance here potentially brewing for Wellington Phoenix. It's Hideki Ishiga on the ball, trying to find the angle for the cross, which he did. Steered away by Valadon. Sutton to retrieve it. Outfoxed by Velupillay, who's then run into a cul-de-sac in the shape of Lucas Kelly-Heald. Sutton. Has Ishiga available. Turned back by Rattray for Wood. Sheridan. Bruce is getting involved. Piper. It's good football by the Phoenix. They've got a man down at the moment. Costa Barbarouses. So he's got a whack to the ribs. Need some medical attention.
He's looking a little worse for wear. This one was off the ball as well. You can just see as he makes his run across the line of Hamill, heavy shoulder contact coming through.
Maybe just the point of the elbow of Brendan Hamill has gone into the ribs. It's a sore one. Brendan Hamill was about to offer the hand of friendship there, but perhaps not.
I think the look on the face of Costa Barbarouses said it all. Wasn't too interested.
No love lost on Valentine's Day. Goals for the Phoenix now. Costa Barbarouses in all competitions across his 3 spells. He's only 3 behind Paul Eiffel, who's in 2nd place on the club's all-time list on 33. Roy Krishna well out in front with 52. As Sam Sutton makes a breakthrough, but Piper had been drawn towards it. Down the line by Traore. Spin by Valadon. Piscopo. Rawlins. Plenty up in this attack for victory. It needed that touch from Hughes. And away it goes for a throw in front of the now traditional little corner of yellow. where all the Wellington Phoenix supporters are situated. There they are. And they're giving Adama Traore a bit of heat, probably with the memory of his howitzer goal scored against them in the finals last season. Heavy touch by Sheridan. Here's Zinedine Mashash. Waiting for the support to arrive. It was a little bit too far in front of Piscopo. Did well to keep this one going. Piscopo just maybe picked up a bit of a knock in that retrieval of the ball. Mashash completely lost sight of it. Armarousas says chase after that one, Lucas Kelly-Heald, but Rawlins too quick.
I feel like the game has started much as expected. Two teams that are fine to be patient, are fine to wait. As Piscopo does just adjust that sock. Heavy contact and reaching ball, but really a bit of a cagey affair this opening 20 minutes or so. Both teams sitting back defensively and then just trying to pick apart a way through.
And the ball breaks fortuitously for Adama Traore, and Victory profit from that. Piscopo was tightly marked. Clever play by Tim Payne to set the Phoenix moving forward. Kelly-Heald has Sutton outside him on the left. Hughes. Yeah, not quite on the same page as Tim Payne.
Yeah, the pass was there on the first time of asking. Tim Payne was positioned well, could see the whole line, was demanding the ball. The pass didn't arrive. Just little moments starting to creep into the game, but they're the kind of details that start to add up.
It's been very even, hasn't it, in this opening 23 or so minutes? Just the one shot on goal. For all Wellington Phoenix's struggles to score goals, they don't concede too many either. Just 18 in their 15 matches so far this season.
Defensively, they're really sound, and that's large in part to the shape, the way that they set up, the way that they approach the game.
Might be something brewing here. Piscopo with a snapshot. Again, it's over the crossbar, a little bit closer this time though.
Exciting moments for Victory, and this is the ability that Piscopo has, just the timing in which he can get a shot away so quickly, hardly any backswing behind that. And if that's on target, pose a different question to Kelly-Heald in goal.
Touched by Kelly-Heald, and Sheikha was caught late there by Teague. Giancarlo Italiano believes there's been a few too many. With the only two real chances so far. And again, they can't find Tim Payne, the Knicks, down the right. I thought it was a good point that Jake Barker-Dace raised in the pre-game show. You look at the Victory scorers list this season, you've got 5 players all on the same number of goals. And of course, it's good that the goals are spread about, but top scorers only have 3 apiece. Somebody really to be pushing on towards double figures by this point of the season. Victory have certainly got the talent in their ranks to do that. It's a good turn by Valadon, and he's impeded by Rattray. Free kick, Melbourne victory.
Yeah, it's a great point, and perhaps an opportunity for Victory to extend one of those goal scorers. Just a bit of a clumsy foul in the middle of the park. Of course, last season that was Bruno Fornaroli, finding the back of the net with absolutely every touch he found for Melbourne Victory. 18 goals for the season. In fact, there's just not that player, that profile of player who stepped up and made that leading goal scorer role their own.
Well, it's about 25 metres out. Renato Piscopo looks as though he might fancy it. Ryan Teague is an option with the left boot as well. A wall of 4 for Albie Kelly-Heald. Ryan Teague going to strike it. Did take a touch off that defensive wall, so Victory will have a corner.
Well, the wall positioned well.
Victory's first corner. It's taken in 27 minutes. It's just going to be delayed for a moment while Adam Bavchar has a word with Paolo Rattray and Nikos Virgos. Now we're ready. Ryan Teague's delivery. And a clean catch by Albie Kelly-Heald.
Oh, nice clean set of hands there. It's something that's been really strong in Wellington's setup this season. Have not conceded from a corner all year, so seriously impressive from set pieces.
It's off the thigh of Corbin Piper. Victory come away with the ball. Ashash looking to drive forward. Wellington retreat quickly. Hamill. Square by Miranda for Valadon. Rawlins. Miranda. Nikos Virgos just dropping off the front line to try and link up with the play. And he was on his heels for the return. One back though cleverly by Valadon. Traore with the cutback. Virgos involved again. Valadon's shot was charged down. It'll break for Teague. Now with Rawlins. Valupale. Punched out towards Traore by Brendan Hamill. Teague. Rawlins. Cross was too flat. Excuse me. And Ashiga looking to launch the counter for Wellington Phoenix. Barbarousis on the move. There's two in the box to try and pick out. Wasn't a bad ball either. Teague's not got it away just yet. Up and over by Valupale, and further on by Mashash. And out off the body of Sam Sutton. Or at least that's what I thought. I think Victory did too.
I think they might have agreed with you on that one, Simon. Look, a testy moment at the back for Victory. Not quite dealt with defensively as you can see it.
Well, if it does come off Nishan Valupale, it's off his hand. That one's definitely off Sutton.
much to the delight of the Victory fans. It's a nice battle we're seeing shape up at the back there between Sutton and Valupale. And this is a look at the ball in from Wellington. Had really nice shape about it.
Traore going for the early cross, which was miscontrolled by Nikos Virgos. Back by Traore, Tiscopo. Corbin Piper's been dispossessed by Mashash. Tiscopo didn't see Ashiga arriving on the blind side. Victory still have it. Traore's ball in, and that hit the hand of Nikos Virgos. Free kick for the Phoenix. Just feel that at times Victory a little bit laboured going forward.
Yeah, you think a little reactive at moments, and perhaps just not picking the quite the right pass, decision making somewhat off. You can see at times they're looking to find Virgos, they're looking to find Mashash, but the obvious option isn't there, and you could say that in part that's due to the good defensive shape of Wellington, but other times it's just, yeah, that reactive movement we're seeing from Victory.
Adama Traore stepped across Corbin Piper. He certainly won the ball, but he caught a bit of Piper's leg as well. Busy weekend of football ahead. Round 19 of the Isuzu UTE A-League men's competition. And the Nix's new big rivals, Auckland, and of course current league leaders, are in action tomorrow away to Western United, who are in third. Arguably the game of the weekend, that one. It's a painful one for Corbin Piper, who really sort of demanded a place in the first team, if you remember earlier on in the season, by his second half display as a substitute against Victory in Unite round. He was very impressive for Giancarlo Italiano that day, and has been a fixture in the team virtually ever since, in a variety of roles as well.
Yeah, and he's got that versatility. The story of a player who genuinely has played himself into the starting 11, and deservedly so.
Another little off-the-ball incident here. Barbarouses down again. Is that a little coming together with Teague? A little bit niggly it's becoming at times. Maybe just Roderick Miranda stepping on the toe. I'm not sure there was too much in that.
Either way, Costa Barbarouses certainly feeling a little worse for wear from this opening 35 minutes.
Valupale. It's behind Virgos, and again casing points. Just not quite able to make those passes stick at times, Victory.
That's a really wasteful opportunity from Victory. Had numbers streaming forward. Wellington weren't organised in their defensive shape. That first pass after winning back possession, that has to stick.
Long throw, comfortable for Miranda. Phoenix have it back. Hughes. Scott Wootton has played every minute so far this season for the Phoenix. It's a handy ball out towards Sam Sutton. Finally angle for the cross. Well, sort of. "36 minutes played, just really 2 half chances for Reno Piscopo. Four shots in total. At least one of those was blocked. Wellington yet to register. Good climb by Lucas Kelly-Heel. Mind you, he is 6'4". Dillis has plenty of firepower on the bench today. Not just Bruno Fornaroli, but Santos and Daniel Arzani as well. Costa Barbarouses getting his own back.
Just a little clip of the heel through the calf.
That's an interesting stat, Grace. More passes in the opposition half for Wellington Phoenix. Maybe I misread that. Here's Mashash. Might open up for him. That's a really good block by Woodman. That's what the Phoenix are so good at doing, scrambling in defence, getting bodies in the way. Teague. No way forward for Teague. It was passes in own half, the first one that I misread.
That makes a little more sense, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah. Rain started to fall at Amy Park. One or two in the stands, trying to move further back to get some cover. Either that or they're going early for the half-time cup of tea. Dry the ball with the towel. A long launch from Corbin Piper. Burgos underneath it. Shiga. Traore trying to clear up field. And it hit Corbin Piper in a place I don't think you want to be hit. Victory throw.
A couple of chaotic moments as Corbin Piper just recovers. And that ball being absolutely belted into him. I think a question of quality both sides. Maybe just pushing the point a little bit. Decision making off. Passes not meeting their intended outcome. It's just been a little bit scrappy this opening half.
Rain getting really heavy now as Burgos attempted to chase down Tim Payne. Wellington getting the decision. It's just a little bump perhaps on Phoenix defender. Five minutes of the first half remaining. Football weather now off the head of Hughes. Victory fans trying to lift the volume. Piscopo's provided one of very few bright moments of this first half so far. Sheridan. Battered out by Rawlins and shifted forward quickly by Hamill. Too quickly, as it turns out, for Valupale, who kicks the ball away, which can sometimes attract the ire of the referee. It's been a real scrap this first half, Grace.
Yeah, it's been tough. It has been, and falling a little short on expectation of the game.
Something to go first time. Got the angles all wrong. Well, at least they've been on song.
Always providing good atmosphere, good noise in a victory home game.
Mashash, it was good strength by Virgos to create that space. Zinedine Mashash wants to check back, and they delayed too long. I think the ball's gone out for a corner. Big chance that for victory, but they couldn't take it.
Huge, huge moment, and almost a little too selfless from Mashash. He's so capable on both his left and right boot, but he's laid it off in the end to Virgos. Even just a shot in amongst traffic, slippery conditions, anything can come of that.
And it's a game of fine margins. Tim Payne urging his Phoenix teammates to focus. In a venue where they've endured a lot of misery in the past. Here's the corner, and another good take by Albie Kelly-Heald.
Really good again by Kelly-Heald. Strong hands coming out in traffic, confident to claim. He looks so assured coming out for those high lofted corners.
Stolen back here by Nishan Valupale. And his persistence earns victory. Another corner, this time off Sheridan. Conversation between the victory captain and the referee. Here's the corner, and Kelly-Heald didn't make it this time, and he required Corbin Piper's help.
I don't think Corbin Piper knew too much about that, as Kelly-Heald palmed the ball onto his head.
So victory finishing the first half with a run of corners. Rain just easing off for the moment. Towards the back post, and Piper there again. Teague. Jordi Valadon. Rawlins. Mashash. Held up by Sutton. Mashash again. Difficult for victory to try and find a way through. To the first of 2 additional minutes at the end of the opening 45. Miranda trying to unlock the door. So congested in the middle there.
Too congested, really. What victory need to do is pull the ball back out as they are here, open up the space a little bit, and find Mashash more, get him on the ball, settled with a bit more space. We know when Mashash is really in the game, finding a foothold, he brings in players around him, but at the moment he's just boxed in around a wall of yellow shirts.
Off the head of Tim Payne. Piscopo. It's another throw. It's Teague Veld. Well, it's a first half that won't win any beauty prizes. Victory doggedly trying to find a way through. Didn't quite reach Piscopo. The second time around. Rawlins. Just be time for Victory to complete this attack. Quick check of the watch from Adam Bavjar. Says that will do. There are a few boos ringing out around Amy Park. 2 half chances for Reno Piscopo aside. That, must be said, was a rather drab opening 45 minutes. No lack of endeavour, but just the lack of quality in the final thirds. Phoenix have certainly defended very well. Victory have tried to find a way through. Plenty of perspiration. But this game really in need of a bit of inspiration. At the break at Amy Park, it's goalless. Melbourne Victory 0, Wellington Phoenix 0.
Halftime show coming up after this short break. Lee Broxham to join us. We'll go through the highlights of that first 45. Reno Piscopo with the best of the chances for Melbourne Victory. Wellington Phoenix doing well to hold Melbourne Victory in that first stanza. Plenty more after this short break.
Was part of two very special Australia Cups. The first in 20...
100 different investors all at once. With E-Toil, I can be Grace, a global tech investor. Or Max, a German local stock specialist. I can be Jan, a passive dividend hunter. Hey, I can be David. This David.
Australia. The new Isuzu UTE is reinvigorated and ready for life. No matter where you take it, from life in the city to finding new faraway places. Knuckle down, or just soaking up the best of our beautiful country. Life is reinvigorated with a new Isuzu UTE.
The weekly kick-off every Wednesday. All your Socceroos, Matildas and A-League action.
Perias! Oh, what a goal that is! That's a bullet into the top corner.
Plus all the best bits from the beautiful game from all around the globe. That's the weekly kick-off every Wednesday on 10 Bold and Paramount Plus.
Yeah, we see you. You can look at your phone all you want, but we can definitely see you. No? What about you two? We've got you up there. There we go. Beautifully done. Slap on over the side. 20 seasons of lovable moments here in Wellington. Beautiful. That's at least something I say. There we go. Another victory fan in the house. Picked his allegiances tonight. There we go. Beautifully done. Hold on. Don't hold back. Beautifully done. We love that. That's just it. Thanks to the Metro Code.
All season, that's the lowest of any club in the competition. A chance for Melbourne Victory to go third in the league if they can get a win here this evening, but you have to find the key to unlock the door, Grace Gill, and they couldn't do it in the first half.
Well, neither side could, Simon. A really slow, static first half, riddled with mistakes from both teams. I think entirely unfair to say it was pretty grim viewing. But 45 minutes ahead, Victory first to turn to the bench to look for an injection, and this game certainly needs one.
Here is the substitute. His first touch is an errant one. Taking the ball out of play for Phoenix throw. Phoenix's away record this season has been pretty serviceable. 3 wins and 3 losses from their 6 trips. Here's a chance from long range on target by Geordie Baladon, but nothing much to trouble Albie Kelly-Heald.
I don't mind that from Baladon though, just actually taking a pop, taking a chance. Didn't have a huge amount behind the strike, but There was a point of difference. We didn't really see that in the first half. Players, Mashash comes to mind, just holding onto the ball a moment too long when he could have unleashed a shot of his own.
And it's a statement of intent as well, isn't it? Start peppering the goal with shots. That's what the Victory fans want to see. That's going to be a foul on Barbarouses. Certainly not the first one he's suffered tonight. Clearly dragged back by Renaud Piscopo. Isaac Hughes to launch the ball long towards Corbin Piper. Traore nipping in ahead of him. Victory have got the big derby against Melbourne City to come next week. City themselves will be in action here tomorrow at home to Perth Glory as the rain starts to come down once again. Nikos Virgos to move it wide. Traore's ball back to the top of the box. Mashash to drive it. Not a bad try. In fact, it was Santos, my mistake, and a good save that actually by Albie Kelly-Heald.
Yeah, this passage, this play all came from a piercing pass from the back line from Brendan Hamill, I believe, and it broke through the Wellington Phoenix defence, which is something that Victory really struggled to do in the first 45 minutes.
Might have just been creeping in that bottom corner. Talking of which, first corner of the second half, Teague towards the back post. Albie Kelly-Heald opting to punch this time. Victory attacking the North Terrace end of the ground at Amy Park, second 45. Wellington Phoenix have got their own big derby next weekend, of course. Third one of the season against the League New Boys and leaders Auckland. A bit of a score to settle in that fixture. There's Sutton trying to angle it in towards Barbarouses, but Miranda safely back to Mitch Langerak.
Appreciated by the goalkeeper as well. Clever from Miranda, just really measured, nodding it back into the safe gloves of Mitch Langerak. And I don't mind that idea either from Wellington, the early pass, searching for Barbarouses.
Santos finding Mashash on the edge of the penalty area, and Mashash to shoot. Well, they've clearly been told to shoot on sight at the start of this second half. That's 3 efforts in the opening 5 minutes.
And while the quality hasn't been needed or what's there from these shots, what it does do is it starts to put doubt in the mind of the Wellington defenders. Slightly shifts how they might position themselves if they don't know whether or not Victory are going to look to take a shot or to try and lay off a pass.
Oh dear. That attempt to play out from the back has come unstuck. Rattray with a wayward ball for his goalkeeper, and it's put them back under pressure, the Knicks.
Yeah, overplaying it on that occasion. And you need to read the conditions as well. The rain just starting to come down at Amy Park. It's slippery, and there is not much margin for error in front of the frame of goal.
Victory have scored 5 goals from corners this season. That's the joint most with Auckland. Teague's latest ball in, but no pressure on the goalkeeper this time. Jordi Belladon. Hamill. Rawlins. And Santos. Going for the early cross. The Stuff and perhaps surprised Burgos. Wasn't expecting the ball to come through. Valadon. Burgos taking a touch and trying to create the angle for the cross, and he'll get a corner off Payne. It's a good start to the second half by Melbourne Victory.
Yeah, it is, and just finding those passes between Wellington's lines in the opening 5 or so minutes here, more than they did in the entire first half.
Isaac Hughes has got a bit of a problem here. Not quite sure what all this is about, but the doctor's there as well. Blurred vision, perhaps.
I wonder if he was suggesting that he might be experiencing a bit of dizziness, maybe.
I'm not sure that would have caused it. It was a miscue that almost put Wellington Phoenix in trouble. They're going to take their time here with Isaac Hughes, who's playing hero, by the way. It's a certain Nemanja Vidic, formerly of Manchester United, your club, Grayscale. We don't talk about it too much, and that's why he wears the number 15 in honour of his hero. So he's going to be off the pitch for this corner. One of the central defenders, which could pose a problem for the Knicks as he continues to receive treatment. So Phoenix just temporarily down to 10. Costa Barbarousa's got the job of marking Zinedine Mashash. Piscopo's corner, plenty of air towards Miranda at the back post. And thrashed away by Piper. Up over halfway. Isaac Hughes is back with us.
Well, interesting one. We'll keep an eye on him to see if he's fine to settle back into the game. I'm not sure if I didn't catch a little wry smile as well from Zinedine Mashash as he lined up against Barbarouses.
Retre. Wide for Kelly healed, but Wellington not able to make further progress. Stretching to divert the ball away and prevent it from getting through to Piscopo. Miranda. Traore down the line, and that's got perfect weight for Piscopo, but Hughes coming across. He believes that Piscopo got a touch on that, and it should be a Phoenix throw. And Abadchar disagrees. Forward by Retre. Barbarouses keeping Roderick Miranda honest. Langrak to scoop it forward. Drops here for Ishiga. Misplays pass for Barbarouses. Still waiting for that first shot, the Knicks. Maybe it's about to arrive. Here's Piper. Barbarouses dispossessed by Traore. And now in broken fields, perhaps Victory can exploit those gaps. It's Santos on the right. Only Vergos in the box. Here's Nikos Vergos! The perfect delivery and the perfect header. And Melbourne Victory leads. They've had to be patient, but in the end, two of their imports combine to give them the advantage.
Well, it is exactly what the home side needed. On the Harvey Norman replay, it was a good interruption, a good intercept, and from one end of the field to the other, and it's the substitute Santos in time, in space. He has a little look up, a jink of the shoulder, shift of the weight. Still has three Wellington players to beat. And Nikos Vergos, he rises highest above the rest, and that's a well-taken header. Redirects the ball back the way it came. Really neat finish.
Well, that's an absolute peach of a cross from Santos. And Vergos got between the two central defenders, and that was key. And headed it back from whence it came, across Albi Kelly-Heald. It's a beautifully worked goal. Nikos Vergos with his fourth of the season. Takes him out in front at the top of the Victory goal-scoring list. And Wellington's resistance has been broken. Now might we see a different version of the Phoenix. Nikos Vergos picked up a yellow card for the removal of the jersey. And Tim Payne's got a bit of a problem here, just stretched for that ball in the previous passage of play. And he's back to his feet a little uncomfortably. Here it is again. Maybe just dug his knee in the turf.
I think maybe just jarred his leg as he came down and got stuck just a little in the ground. He's come up a little proppy. But to answer your question, Simon, it has to garner a response from Wellington. The 60-minute mark ticks around. It was Arthur Dillis who turned to his bench first. The proactive change at the half-time break, it needed to happen.
And Vergos was the only option in the box for Santos, so the cross had to be perfect. Thankfully for Melbourne Victory it was. Here's Piscopo. Traore. Mashash. Piscopo looking to bend it into the top corner, blocked by Sheridan. Breaks here for Rawlins. And Sheridan with the block. And they've got to be a bit more expansive now, the Phoenix.
Still yet to register a single shot on target. And as much as that has been the case of their games in recent history, they just haven't had that effectiveness in the final third.
Corbin Piper tried to provide it, and there was a foul, although Mitch Langerak got to the ball first anyway. And in fairness, in terms of the goals or the lack of them, there's the foul by Piper on Hamill. The Phoenix lost a fair bit of firepower from last season. Oscar Zavada, Božidar Krajev, Ben Old, who had 17 goals between them last season. It's really left Costa Barbarouses to almost carry the team to a large degree in that regard. Here's Santos looking for another assist perhaps. Mashash beaten away by Albi Kelly-Heald. Back in by Teague, and there was a bit of pinball at the end of that via Lucas Kelly-Heald, but Phoenix survive.
There's a bit about victory at the moment, just having that little bit more joy, finding players just in front of that defensive line of Wellington. Mashash on this occasion is so powerful off that first step. Affords himself a bit of space and strikes a really wicked hit into the palms of Kelly-Heald.
Now, the longer this goes on without Wellington having a shot on target, it does bring to mind a game between these two. I think it was a couple of years back when they didn't have a single shot in the entire game and still left with a point in a 1-1 draw thanks to an own goal.
No, just
and
the one you're talking about.
penalty at the end.
Yeah, it sticks in the mind of A-League fans.
So you just never know in a game of football. Tripped by Shiga. Lovely ball over the top. Santos doing his utmost to keep the ball in play. Quite able to do so. But he's had a really good impact off the bench. Nice play by Sutton. Barbarouses got all tangled up. Piscopo comes away with the ball. Rawlins. Santos for Mashash. Victory can afford to be a little bit more patient now. Burgos has earned another corner for the home side. Off Scott Wotton this time.
Much improved opening passage of this second half. And Wellington absorbing a lot of pressure at the moment, corner after corner.
Ryan Teague again on corner kick duty. His arc to the ball. Lucas Kelly-Heald there to clear it for the Phoenix, who will look to spring forward now. Barbarouses caught in possession, but unfairly so. It's going to be a free kick for the Phoenix. It's going to be a yellow card as well for Josh Rawlins for that challenge. For stopping that break from Phoenix. Thoughts, Grace?
Well, Barbarouses was away, no doubt about it. Still had a bit of work to do. The shoulder, the challenge coming in from Rawlins. It had a bit of heat about it, but there's still plenty of Victory defenders nearby.
Another change for Melbourne Victory, and again it's in the wide area. Reno Piscopo, who had the home team's best two chances of the first half, takes his leave, and he's going to be replaced by Daniel Arzani, who is on the bench today for the fourth consecutive game. Now with the chance to help try and secure these 3 points for Melbourne Victory. One in the air by Tim Payne for the Knicks, and then by Rattray. Tidied up by Traore. Useful release too. Lovely ball by Burgos. Shash is onto it, has Sheridan with him. Burgos just got away from the Greek striker in the end. And up until that point, it was really eye-catching in the build-up.
return pass from Mashash did well to pick out Virgos. Just ran out of real estate in the end to make something really profitable there.
Played wide by Hughes. Let's see, double change is in the offing for Wellington Phoenix. Nathan Walker is one of those, and Kazuki Nagasawa the other. Alex Rufer there as well. Maybe it's going to be a triple change, we shall see. Zani had to be quick to keep it away from Corbin Piper. Ahead of Mashash and then Teague, and now Virgos. Mashash had to be quick. Good foraging there by Hideki Ishiga. We're about to head into the final quarter of the game. If it stays this way, victory will be up to third this evening. Here's no changes. Kelly Healds to be replaced by Nathan Walker. Retre will give way for Nagasawa. Alex Rufer to come on as well, in place of Hideki Ishiga.
That's an especially key change for Wellington Phoenix. Alex Rufer returning to play after a long period sidelined, after we learned that he was playing with glandular fever for some time.
Alex Rufer on for his 166th game in Phoenix colours in all competitions. One behind Ben Sigmund on Phoenix's all-time list. Well, already there looks to be a bit more spark about the Phoenix. And they're building something here. Here's Costa Barbarouses and Nagasawa trying to dig the ball out. And already they look more of a threat with those changes.
Well, that was one of their best passages of the game so far. Quick movement, ball speed, playing their teammates on the correct side of the body.
Tim Payne, handy ball. Mitch Langerak making a big save to deny Barbarouses as they finally register a shot. Wellington Phoenix. What a ball that was.
Oh, best chance of the game so far for Wellington. Mitch Langerak called into action, and he needed to be. The delivery from Tim Payne was on an absolute dime. Nice little give and go. Payne gets his head up. Delightful shape on that cross. And Langerak does really well. Out off his line, makes himself big.
Makes the save with the knee. Which then collided with Costa Barbarouses. Victory, no, this game is not won yet. 20 minutes left. Phoenix about to make their move. Clipped forward by Miranda. Mashash finds the little gap for Arzani. Rawlins. Santos. Just for the first time since those changes, Phoenix being driven back, not having things all their own way. It's a foul though by Nathan Walker.
It sets up to be a really exciting finish. Both sides a little susceptible in the final 15 minutes or so of play. So it feels as though there's still maybe even a couple of goals yet to come.
Nathan Walker has a bit of pace about him as well that Phoenix will look to exploit. A mistake here though by Tim Payne could put them in trouble. Shash has overrun it in the end. Seemed to be no danger here, but Arzani closing Payne down very quickly.
Payne ultimately just been a little too cute in the 18-yard box there.
There goes Nathan Walker herring after Brandon Hamill. Forward by Wooden. Barbarousis. Actually looking for offside, and that is confirmed. Mistake by Arzani, which he atones for immediately. Shash gets moving forward. Good challenge by Rufer. How many times have we seen that down the years from the Phoenix skipper?
Just can't emphasise how crucial he is to the midfield of this Wellington Phoenix side. They've missed him in recent weeks. Just excellent experience, a calming presence. But gets stuck in, does the gritty work, wins possession back for his side. So really wonderful to see Alex Rufer back out on the pitch, and hope that means that from here it's about building back confidence, minutes, some time in his legs.
By the way, I did Ben Sigmund a disservice by saying that Alex Rufer was only one game behind him. It's 187 games he's played, not 167. No way to go yet. Here's Payne, lifts it into the box, and it almost dropped for Piper. Still plenty of time for this game to be turned on its head. Phoenix certainly looking a lot more likely. They have been all game, really. Hughes run out of it by Teague. Two substitutions for victory. Nicholas Virgos, the scorer of the only goal, to be replaced by Bruno Fornaroli. And another like-for-like change. We'll see Casey Boss replace Adama Traore at left back. He's done his job today, Nicholas Virgos. Nice header for the goal, but beautifully teed up by Santos.
Well, they don't get much better than that. And credit to Virgos as well. Had to just find enough space in between a little gaggle of Wellington players. But Bruno Fornaroli, a stage for him to come onto.
And he's claiming already that he's being held back there. He certainly was by Matt Sheridan, who goes into the book. Looking to launch a counter, and there was a clear handful of jersey there being held by Sheridan. Fortunate he was in Victory's half of the field and not his own, otherwise the colour of the card might have been different.
Yeah, and otherwise that's a pretty smart foul to make. And otherwise in front of him it was just Bruno Fornaroli, about a half field of play to do with what he pleases.
Linesman has adjudged the ball to have gone out of play off Tim Payne on his side. I think it's safe to say that Phoenix don't agree with that verdict. Another change in the offing. 16-year-old Luke Brooks-Smith is being readied by the Phoenix. Rufa. Fouled by Valadon. Here's that change. Wellington Phoenix. Corbin Piper has toiled hard in that more advanced role, to be replaced by the player who became the Phoenix's youngest ever when he came off the bench against Western Sydney Wanderers. Yellow fever there in good numbers today.
And good on him as well.
By the way, also at the stadium tonight, we're led to believe, a certain Jason Pine, A-League commentator extraordinaire. Fornarola. Santos. And they'll get the corner off Sam Sutton for a moment. It looked as though it might have been more than that.
It's starting to open up, isn't it? The field just becoming a little more stretched. Lots of changes we see, which does change the dynamic of the game. Fresh legs running at a fatiguing backline. Sam Sutton, he's worked incredibly hard this evening for Wellington.
Victory's 9th corner of the game. Teague has been on duty for all of them. Shape. Keeper didn't make the punch. Smith trying to make progress. He was held up by Santos. Victory back on the front foot through Mashash here. Oh, did really well there, Zinedine Mashash. Not just to keep the ball, but to keep his balance as well. Rawlins. Santos. Free kick. Melbourne victory.
Brooke Smith getting one back on Santos. After a couple of moments earlier, the coming together of the two players. It's just a little bit of zest about this final 10 minutes or so.
Zani turning into trouble. Away goes Nathan Walker. He's quick, but so too is Arzani. And Roderick Miranda is no slouch, despite being 33. It was a real foot race.
And credit to Arzani as well. He's often criticised for not putting in the defensive work. On that occasion, he was given it absolutely everything and just provided enough time for Roderick Miranda to come across and slide in with a challenge.
It was his error, of course, initially, Arzani. Don't forget the She Believes Cup, which is coming up very soon. Matilda's back in action. Big tournament, that, as well. Tough one for the girls.
Yeah, important one. As they continue to redevelop Japan, USA, Colombia, that they'll be up against.
Coverage of all those games on your home of football. Here we've got 10 minutes to go plus stoppages. And still that Nikos Fergos goal on 57 minutes dividing the teams. Brooke Smith has got the better of Santos. On he goes, Luke Brooke Smith! Well, it opened up for him. He's got a corner, and just for a second, Victory were really stretched.
That's a nice move from the young player. Instant impact, little shift onto the right foot, really silky. What a talent he is, 16 years old.
And it's brought those Phoenix fans to life in that corner of the ground. Here's the corner. And it pops for Rufa. Shut down by Casey Boss.
Thought about the strike, Alex Rufa. Just bounced a little too high, a little too awkwardly.
He is driving it cross-field for Tim Payne. Good challenge by Arzani. Fornaroli holding the ball up well. Payne tracking the run of Arzani. Isaac Hughes. No way through for Walker. Langrak sending it long, but rather aimlessly. Sure, Arthur Dillis would love the security of a second goal, but at the moment it's the Phoenix looking the more likelier of the two. Sheridan just having to stretch. But it's not a comfortable lead. If it stays this way, victory will catapult up to third ahead of the rest of the weekend games. Phoenix would stay down in 10th. Shash angles it back, fatigue. Rawlins, Santos. It's going to be a Phoenix throw. The pouring rain at Amy Park. It's been an endurance test for the fans. I'm sure the majority care if it remains this way. Tim Payne slithering and sliding out of play.
Absolutely pouring down here at Amy Park. See players slipping, just losing their footing, the ball as well, zipping along. And as those minutes tick by for Wellington, they just need to continue trying to pepper the goal, trying to get chances away.
Well, the changes have certainly made them more of a threat. There's no doubt about that. It's really that effort from Barbarouses from close range that Langrak blocked. And that shot from Luke Brooks-Smith that was deflected wide to show for it. Still time, but that's going to be Mitch Langrak's. Set at the moment, Langrak, for his third clean sheet in 4 matches since returning to the club from his long stint overseas. A triple header coming your way tomorrow in the Isuzu A-League Men's. Melbourne City against Perth here at Amy Park. Western United entertaining the leaders Auckland. Adelaide in second place at home to Newcastle. One game on the Sunday. Local scrap between the Wanderers and MacArthur. Arzani. Seen out by Hughes. Hamill to go all the way back. And there are 5 minutes left. Hughes being hassled and harried all the way by Mashash. Rufer to send it left for Sutton. Nagasawa. Rufer. Barbarouses. Walker having to try and readjust very quickly. Victory having back through Valadon, only briefly. Barbarouses, Payne is on his bike down the right. Rufer to send it into the penalty area. Well, Rawlins for stationed. Barbarouses was a little bit late on Boss, for which he apologises.
Well, not the outcome that Wellington were looking for. Just a lunging challenge late from Barbarouses. But I have to say, the reintroduction of Alex Rufer to this Wellington side, just his ability to break up play, to show for the ball as a holding midfielder every time his team has the ball. He's looking to get himself into a position he can receive it and play forward. And we've seen some really sharp flashes from the Wellington Phoenix since he's come onto the field.
Well, it's been that sort of game when the Paramount Plus player index is dominated by defenders and midfielders. Santos sort of doing his bit for the attacking players. But it's been tough going for the flair players tonight.
Perhaps defenders, midfielders getting their just reward for hard work, and it has been one of those evenings.
And the conditions probably haven't helped either. Midwinter in Manchester, then midsummer in Melbourne. The touch was off Isaac Hughes. Carlo Italiano's jacket's going to need a launder. Absolutely dripping wet through. All getting a bit niggly between Payne and Arzani. By and large, Adam Bavchar has handled it well. Off the head of Teague. Stolen back by Hughes. Driving forward is Sutton. Good chasing back from Santos. And he's drawn the contact as well. That's going to be a card here, and it's all potentially going to kick off. Going to push and shove between Hamill and Barbarouses, as both went off in defence of their teammate. And at the end of it all, Sam Sutton got shown the yellow card.
Oh, he's frustrated at himself. Undoubtedly a yellow card challenge coming through. The retaliation from Rawlins, you have to say, a little unnecessary at this point in the game.
By the way, that's his 5th yellow card of the season, Sam Sutton, so he will miss that derby next week against Auckland. No wonder he looks rather crestfallen.
Yeah, he knows it as well. But the retreating effort on that occasion from Melbourne Victory to get numbers back behind the ball, it's what their side needs after last week, a response.
Four yellow cards in the game, perhaps fittingly equally split. There's barely been a cigarette paper between these two tonight. One bit of quality from Santos, finding the head of Nikos Virgos the difference so far.
Defensively too, that moment from Santos. The little 1%ers that a team needs. Victory, they'll be happy just to try and chew away at these final minutes.
Came off a Phoenix head, but it favoured Fornaroli. Good retrieval again by Alex Rufer. We're into the first of 4 minutes of added time. Here's a chance to seal it. Oh. Well, Santos, I think he saw the back page headline tomorrow and really snatched at that one.
Yeah, he got that all wrong. Fell really kindly to him. Just scooped up and under.
Could be another one brewing here. Fornaroli, and he's missed as well. Goodness me, 2 gilt-edged chances for Victory to seal the deal, and they haven't been able to take either of them.
Well, from that distance, you just have to get it on target. You have to get it on frame, challenge the goalkeeper.
And all of a sudden, Phoenix looking rather stretched, and trying to commit numbers forward to try and save the game. And they coughed up 2 big opportunities there. sort of the story of Victory's season to a certain degree as well, even though they have the lead tonight. They've scored just 25 goals this season, the biggest amount in the A-League by any stretch. Here's Casey Voss lifting the ball in, that's on target, but it's pushed away by Albie Kelly-Heel to deny Bruno Forteroli. And now with just over 2 minutes to go, the Phoenix must gamble. Sutton. Victory showing good determination and discipline to chase back and win the ball back. Casey Voss to stride forward. Team ball by Arzani is a little bit behind. Substitute. Mashach encouraged to shoot. And he wasn't far away despite the slip.
Well, really good team build-up. That play started down in the bottom defensive corner. Good numbers around the ball. Switch of play all the way back up the other end, resulting in an opportunity.
I make it, that's 4 decent chances for Victory in stoppage time. Are they going to be made to pay for their profligacy in front of goal? Game very stretched now, some tired bodies out there. We're into the last 60 seconds at Amy Park. The Phoenix going to draw a blank again. And Amy offside against Brooke Smith. One of the biggest cheers of the night from the Victory supporters.
Ultimately a really disappointing moment. A lot of time to assess the situation, but just a little bit lazy getting back in shape.
Careless. And those chants from the Victory fans are with a little bit more conviction. Arthur Dillis closing in on his 3rd win as Victory coach. It's not been the easiest of starts for him. And now we're into the 5th minute of added time. And that is all she wrote. The full-time whistle goes. It was a slog. Victory had to be patient, but in the end they got their reward thanks to Santos's beautiful cross and Nikos Vergos's header. Melbourne Victory move up to 3rd with their 5th home win of the season. Wellington pushed a bit harder late on. The substitutions made a difference. Sam Sutton will miss the big derby with Auckland next week after picking up his 5th yellow card of the campaign. Victory will go into their own derby with Melbourne City in great spirits. The Phoenix's miserable run at Amy Park continues, and the 20-year celebrations now in full swing for the home team as Arthur Dillis gets just his 3rd win in 10 matches as Victory boss. A lone goal settled it. It arrived via the head of the Greek striker Nikos Vergos, and it gives us that full-time scoreline at Amy Park of Melbourne Victory 1, Wellington Phoenix 0. Now Costa Barbarouses tried his hardest today, had one shot that was blocked from close range by Mitch Langerak, who I fancy might have been shown a yellow card later on as well. Just as a footnote to